Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick video for those out there like me that um, are interested in those LED strips. This year is my first year starting to look at LED strips. It's been a little bit more complicated than I thought, but I just want to give you my two pieces of advice on my install, what I would do. Again, what I would change. So basically I decided to start with the roof line of my house, and I went with 5 volts LED strips, and that's something I would change. Excuse me. I would go with at least 12 volts because they're very long kind of strip. I needed seven strips of 16.4 feet, so that's a lot. So I had to do a lot of power injection. I'm running that on 2 power supply, and it's still not following. Some patterns are working well, some other patterns are kind of so, and I believe it's because my power is too low on the 5 volt. But the way I attached them to the house, we wanted something that's going to be permanent, stay all year long, and we didn't want to have to see it or notice it, or as, let's say, to notice it as maybe as less as we can. So what I did a lot of research. Some of you guys out there had a good idea, so I kind of pick and chose on some of the suggestion that you guys had out there. So I just want to show you, I'll just flip the camera here so you guys will see what I did. So basically what I started to do, it's to buy the J trim, PVC J trim, which also gave me the option to run my wire for injection inside the J trim, which was very kind of good, although I didn't plan for that at the beginning, but it worked very well. And I bought those little aluminum trim to put my LED inside that trim. That worked really great. I know some of you out there were looking for a trim that was a little bit deeper, so to run injection wire inside. I bought the shallow one, and I just ran pretty much my injection out in the J trim. I went with a 12 gauge. It's pretty much speaker wire. And I got the one that's rated for in wall and in ceiling. So and I follow the advice of some of guys out there. I'll put all the reference that people either help me or add good information that I follow. So these guys got credit as well of the work here. But I used 12 gauge, and I injected every 100 LED. So as you guys know, it's going both ways. So basically I always have 50 LEDs and then 50 LEDs the other way. So by injecting every 100, you get pretty much power up to 50 LEDs both ways, as long as you inject at the beginning and at the end as well. So which is what I did. So okay, let's show you exactly what it looks like, and I'll get back to you in a second. Just flip the camera here. So like I said, this is what I did. So you guys can see that this is like a J trim that I screwed under my where my soffit is, and I put it kind of flush just under the gutters is right here. So and you see that the aluminum channel here, this plastic is that I'm just putting the cover right now, so that's where I'm at, and I wanted to film before to have the cover everywhere so you guys can see a little bit better. But this is basically where I injected my wire, so you guys can see here. And I use white tape, electrical tape, on top of my shrink tube after kind of connecting those wires. So it's running all along, and once in a while I use the white zip tie just to make sure that the wire is not gonna fall or hang, and it's pretty tight, so I don't think it's gonna be any issues. And by the way, here we're in Nova Scotia, Canada here, so it's been a little bit pain in the butt because of the weather. I started working on the project a little bit too late, so I kind of got caught by the weather, so that's a downside. And the wire is a little bit stiffer, so that's not helping my case, obviously. But the final product is not bad. Like I said, I'll show you a couple of the pattern. I'm using WLED, which is a great little kind of software, and I'm running that on a DigQuad board. So I have 2 channels right now because I have too many LEDs, so I didn't want to go more than 600 LEDs per channel. So I got 2 channels. The second one is not fully used, but I'm pretty close to my I think I have 444 LED on one channel. The other one I got 600. So that's pretty much the full length of the channel. And I'm using 2 power supplies, so I'm injecting at every 100 LED, and I got 2 strips together on one channel of the supply, 2 other strip on the other channel, and I obviously connected the data wire in between. So if you're looking here, the green wire, that's my data wire coming going to my DigQuad. I try to respect the length. It's very difficult to plan everything perfectly, so my data wire is a little bit longer than what I wanted, but I'm still within the spec, so it's still working. And for the power injection, the way I did it, that I found was probably the more convenient, was to drill 2 holes in my track just to send the wire positive and negative in the back of the track, right in the J channel. So this way, I found that it was the easiest way, and then you can tuck your wires under in the J trim after. So I'll just show you what it looks like. So once I took my power here, I just drilled 2 little holes in my track, and then these wires are coming in the back here, and then I can attach them to my white wire, my power injection wire, and tuck that into the J trim. So I think it looks fairly clean, and there's a little bit of room. If you when I installed my LED strip, I installed it in the bottom of the track, so that gave me like a little bit of a room on the top. So that's what I'm using, that little space. I just drilled 2 little holes and send my wire down, and yeah, that's the way I did my injection all the way around. Yeah, so I have 2 power supply to run my 2 strips per channel, and I used I'll show you later, but 2 of the 10 amp fuse. So those fuse are protecting the circuit, so just in case it overheats or everything. But I'll link a couple videos. There's one video that I used from Bill just to calculate how many LEDs per power supply based on how bright you want them, whether 40%, 50%, 60%. I believe my calculation, I'm good to go up to 60% without any issue. So this is bottom line, the outside kind of of the install. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just finish putting my plastic trim here, and then I'll get back to you with what it looks like, the pattern. So you'll see, some of you will, if you want to comment down below and let me know what you believe my issue is. I believe it's the power, since I went with 5 volt. I think it's not enough power, although I use 12 gauge, and I'm running as short as I can. Obviously those run, but I think that's why it's like I said, some of the pattern are fine, some other are kind of iffy a little bit. So I'll just finish that here, and we'll resume in a couple minutes when I'm done, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're at night now, so I'm trying just to have a little overview. This is the candy cane pattern. I'm not sure if we're gonna see on the video the blinking, so I'm gonna try to focus on one spot. I see it. So that's, I believe, is because of the low voltage, because I'm using 5 volts. So you guys let me know what you think, if that's what you think that it is. I mean, it's doing it on the left a little bit more. So hopefully it's gonna show on in a reel, because I see it, but I don't know if the video is gonna really reflect what it's doing. This one is another example of some strange things happening. Like we see some random multicolor kind of light blinking. So I don't think this is normal pattern. And it's doing that one here, but I don't really think it's doing it around here. This one is another example, and it's supposed to be all blue, but once in a while there's some colors popping. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to be visible on the video. With naked eye, we can't see it clearly.